On December 5, 1945, one of aviation's greatest mysteries began. 5 U.S. Navy aircraft, 14 experienced crew members, and a routine training mission that should have lasted only a few hours. Instead, it became the story known today as Flight 19, the incident that helped create the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. The mission began at 2:10 p.m. when 5 Grumman TBM Avenger bombers took off from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Their exercise, called Navigation Problem Number 1, followed a simple triangular route. First, fly 123 miles east to the Hens and Chickens shoals for bombing practice, then 73 miles north, and finally southwest back to base. The flight leader was Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, a veteran instructor with more than 2,500 flying hours. The weather at takeoff was good, but over the Atlantic conditions were slowly deteriorating. At around 3:45 p.m. after completing the bombing run, Light Taylor made a troubling radio call. He said both his compasses were malfunctioning, and that he believed he was flying over the Florida Keys. In reality, he was far to the east, over the Bahamas, but convinced he was south of Florida, he turned northeast in an attempt to reach land. That decision pushed the entire flight deeper into the Atlantic Ocean. Radio communications became more desperate. Taylor reported, "We can't tell where we are. Everything is wrong. Even the ocean doesn't look as it should." Confusion grew, and the weather continued to worsen. At 7:04 p.m. Taylor gave his final known transmission: "We are heading 030 degrees for 45 minutes, then we will fly north to make sure we're not over the Gulf of Mexico." This course would take them even farther away from safety. Shortly afterward, all contact was lost. No distress flares or emergency signals were ever detected. The search and rescue effort quickly turned into a second disaster. A PBM-5 Mariner flying boat, carrying 13 crew members, launched to look for Flight 19. Just 20 minutes after takeoff, it vanished from radar. A nearby ship reported seeing a massive fireball in the sky at that exact moment, suggesting the aircraft exploded in midair. No wreckage from the Mariner or from Flight 19 was ever confirmed. In total, 27 men and 6 aircraft disappeared that night without a trace. Official Navy investigations concluded that the primary cause was navigational error due to compass failure and spatial disorientation. Avengers were known for having unreliable magnetic compasses if they weren't properly calibrated. Poor weather, worsening visibility, and light. Taylor's mistaken belief that he was over the Keys all contributed to the tragedy. Later reviews supported this conclusion, noting that Taylor had previously become lost during missions in the Pacific. Despite decades of sensational claims about electromagnetic anomalies, alien abductions, methane gas eruptions, or portals to other dimensions, the evidence doesn't support any supernatural explanation. Flight 19 was actually outside most versions of the Bermuda Triangle's boundaries, and there is no statistical increase in accidents in the region compared to any other heavily traveled part of the ocean. Most experts believe Flight 19 ran out of fuel and ditched somewhere between 100 and 200 miles northeast of the Bahamas, in waters up to 2,000 feet deep. Several expeditions have found TBM Avengers, but none have ever been conclusively linked to the missing flight. Flight 19 remains one of aviation's most captivating mysteries, not because it defies explanation, but because the ocean has never revealed the final pieces of the story.